Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is a video that a subscriber actually asked for. Just some quick thoughts, inputs on the new release from Tudor, the Tudor FXD, or I've also had it pronounced the Tudor Fixed, which is Tudor's collaboration with Marine Nationale, the French Navy. So first thoughts, looks a lot like the Pelagos, but I actually like it a little bit better than the standard Pelagos. The main differing factors we're going to see here is it now has a bi-directional bezel rather than a unidirectional bezel, because instead of just timing the time you're underwater, from my understanding, they time the distance they swim, and they use that bi-directional feature for that. I don't, truly understand it. I'm not a diver, but I guess it makes sense for exactly what they needed it for. You're also going to get a full loom on that bezel. The other differences we're going to see, no date function. And then the biggest difference here compared to the regular Pelagos is that we're not getting it on a bracelet. This watch has fixed lugs. So that means no spring bars. There's absolutely no chance of anything coming loose. And that's what you'd want for a military grade watch. It's a function over form. You don't want anything coming loose when you're underwater. And the best way to ensure that is to have fixed lugs. So the problem that some people don't like with that is that you're only going to be able to take NATO straps or straps that go through under the bottom of the lugs. So you have the strap actually sitting on the case there. But I don't see a problem with that because, again, this watch is built for a specific function. And if it was on the bracelet, it's just going to be way too close to the original Pelagos. That would not really, there'd be no point for this watch. I think they switched it up just enough to give it its own identity. It looks really good on the strap. And it's funny because the strap, it's not kind of technically a NATO. It's more of a nylon strap with Velcro on it that Tudor actually calls it like some silly, like an advanced self-fastening system. It's Velcro. I like how these watch companies always give basic functions a fancy name, but it also has like a kind of rubberized NATO that looks just like a regular rubber strap besides the pull-through aspect of it, which I think is really cool. So you have an option to either wear this on your own NATO, the special kind of Tudor self-fastening strap, or the rubber. So you're getting kind of three looks there. I think you can still mix this watch up enough that you're not going to be missing the bracelet, because again, it would just be like the regular Pelagos. I think they mix it up, just enough. For myself, I got my Omega Seamaster on. I also own a Longines Hydro Conquest. I've got a couple of dive watches. I like the Tudor Pelagos. It's a great watch. It's an absolute beast. Would I buy one? I don't know. I already got a couple of dive watches. I could get a bracelet for my Omega. I have my bracelet on my Hydro Conquest. Do I need another dive watch with a bracelet? After a while, and I love dive watches, but it starts to become a little redundant. This new Tudor, the fact that it has the fixed lugs, it's just a little bit different. I think it could be justifiable to add in your collection if you already have a bunch of divers, because it is so different. Another thing I like about this is the fact that the caseback is actually engraved with some of the Marine Nationale information. From my understanding, Tudor doesn't do this on any of the other watches. They just started doing, open casebacks recently, and Rolex doesn't do this on any of their watches. You usually get that flat caseback with absolutely no engraving. So to have an engraved caseback on a Tudor, I think is really cool as well. And to me, I really like the fact that this watch is a date only, because to me, I think a diver, while my two dive watches have the date, I think the purest diver, if we're talking about a tool watch, shouldn't have the date. It's unneeded. It's just another thing that impedes your ability to read the dial underwater in a situation that you don't need it in, you know? So I think that's a nice touch as well. One of my, grail watches for myself would be a no date sub. I like that a lot better than the dated sub. But now I might have to consider something like this Tudor fixed. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I mean, it's a Tudor Pelagos, but it's just different enough that I think it has its own identity. And if I was to pick between the two, I would definitely pick up the Tudor fixed. To me, it looks more like a Tudor than the Pelagos. Most of Tudor's current lineup are heritage pieces. The Black Bay, even the Royal is a throwback to, the 70s or 80s. Even like the Glamours in the 1926s, they all look more retro. To me, the Pelagos always looked like a modern watch. And while it's a great and amazing watch, I'd argue it's even better than a Submariner. That's more capable, has the hydrogen release valve, which isn't on this new model. Has a better bracelet and clasp, and it's made in titanium. It's a contemporary looking watch. To me, it never felt like it really fit in Tudor's catalog too much compared to everything else that looked more heritage oriented. And to me, the fixed looks more heritage. It looks more like something coming out of Tudor, if that makes sense in my mind. And that's not to bash the Pelagos. I love it. But if that makes sense, let me guys know how you feel about that. You get that heritage vibe from the newer release, or am I the only one? And yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Let me know down below what you guys think of this watch. This is just, a quick video with my thoughts, everything that came to mind. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'll do my best to address it in video. I love to talk to all you guys in messages. Message me on Instagram, guys, whatever. Because I have, a small community. It's growing almost at 600, but I have a good community. I actually talk to you guys. I care about your opinions. I want to help you out if I can, because you guys give me a lot of information and help me out as well. So let's keep the conversations going, guys. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.